fact that you're a One Direction hater, Garrett Graham. Fucking asshole. Guys, my name is Kayla. Welcome back to my channel, and this is Late Night Reading. Through all of the books I read in the month of March, I read 3 books. Again, March was not a good reading month for me, but who cares? I still read books, and that's all that matters. Book that I've been dying to read since 2014. I listened to one audiobook, and I borrowed one kind of anticipated read, but like prep read. We'll get to that. That I was dying to read for about 2 years was 7 Days in June by Tia Williams, and sadly, the book did not live up to the hype in my opinion, and I hate that. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was good. I thought it could be better, and I really hate that I didn't like it. The book is incredible. It follows 2 authors, and one is a prize winning whatever fabulous author, and one is a romance author who is just going kind of book by book to pay for her daughter's education, pay for her bills, all that. And they have this one week in June when they were younger that was magical, and then they reconnect, and I think, and then that's all I'm gonna tell you. That's basically the back of the book, and that he like they're basically each other's muses, and I love that. I love that, guys. I love that. The thing what threw me off of this book is the setting, as well as the time period. This is set in like 2021, 2020, 2019. It's set, within this decade, and that's what threw me off. I think if this book was set in the early 2000s, in the 90s, it would have been probably a 5 star read for me because the setting threw me off so much. I'm not kidding. This book mentions Snapchat, Apple TV, Stranger Things, Netflix, probably Hinge. Like, it mentions things that I don't want to read about in books if you know me. I hate text messages in books. I hate modern references in books. I want to hear about a goddamn CD player. I want to hear about a record player. I don't want to hear about an iPhone. I don't want to hear about your AirPods. I don't want to hear about Snapchat. I don't want to hear about Netflix. Unless we're talking about like the old Netflix, we're talking about like Blockbuster, then sure. I don't want to hear about that. And so that's what threw me off so much. And that's what made me so upset about it because, again, the plot was so good and like the concept was there, but the execution, in my opinion, was very poor. And I hate that because it's such a good book. It really is. But I cannot get through a book that mentions Snapchat. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So, to that reason, you're out. But for that reason, I gave it 3 stars. And the ending, I loved the ending. There are some incredible quotes in that book. I keep closing my eyes, guys. I'm tired. There's some incredible quotes in that book, and just like amazing, just like people to people moments, and just there's just great moments in the book. There really are, but I just that part of the writing threw me for a fucking loop, and it made me hate the book. So do with that information what you will. I read the book in about 3 days. It's going to be The Deal by Elle Kennedy. And here's the thing, me and Elle Kennedy go way back. I tried reading Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy last year. Don't remember when. I think it was over the summer because I went to London for my birthday and changed the trajectory of my life, and I now want to move to London. And the book is set in London, and it's this girl who moves, hey, abroad to London, and she has these roommates, and it's a fun romance historical, like not historical, but like she's researching this really cool like historical moment. It's like I was more interested in that. I was more interested in like the art history aspect of it than the actual. If you can hear the motorcycle in the background, please ignore it. But I was more interested in the that plot side than the romance, but besides what. And that book is about 400 pages of fucking tomfoolery and misery. And I hated the book. I thought it very poor. And I don't understand people like it so much. Personally, I'm not a big fan. I get why people like it. Like, I see the concepts, but the execution is very poor. Kennedy is a part of the Off Campus series, which is going to be an Amazon Prime show. And that's why I wanted to read it, because I want to watch the show. It looks bad, but Of course I'm gonna watch it. Come on. That's duh. Come on. Come the fuck on. You know me. So, and it follows this hockey player, and it follows this girl who's like a singer student, art student, and he flunks his test. She does really well in the test, so she like helps him study and blah 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 blah. You know how the fucking plot goes. Again, you've read one, you've read them all. Is I've had this book, I think, on and off on hold since 2019. I'm not kidding. I have had this book occasionally pops up. The old cover I'll insert here occasionally pops up on my Libby every so often, and I go, that book looks stupid as fuck. Why did I want to read that? And then I Google it and I go, oh my god, it's that off-campus book. I was like, oh, I did want to read that. Why is the cover atrocious? It's not that good, and it is the most baseless Wattpad book I've ever read. And yeah, is it senseless? Whatever. I think that in theory, like, I think the show could be good. Um, because it is Wattpad bullshit. So I think the show can be some Wattpad bullshit, and I'm still gonna fucking watch it, of course. Book they've ever read, the best romance book they ever read. Like, he is the origin. Y'all are crazy. Because he didn't do that much. Like, I don't know if I'm just too grown. And I think if I would have read this when I was 15, it would have changed the trajectory of my life. 20, holy fuck, I'm almost 20. And this is what I'm doing with my day. I'm almost 20, holy shit. But retracted to him. Like, I get it. I see the vision. Something, if you don't know, if you live under a rock, Hannah goes through something, the main character goes through something traumatic, and he kind of helps her work through that, which, as a bitch with anxiety, and as a bitch with, like, is the most overthinking gene ever. I love to overthink, and I love to second guess every move that I make, and I love to just get really in my own head about certain things, especially what the thing that they are referring to, and the thing that she goes through, and the thing that he helps her through, how her brain works. I'm like, I see, like, we are one together. But like, the way he acts about it is crazy, and I'm gonna give spoilers because I just need to talk about it. Okay. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Hannah is assaulted, and when she was younger, she was raped, and they're kind of getting a little frisky, and she's like, I need you to fix me, basically. Girl, I've totally never said that before. But she's like, I need you to fix me. And he's like, yeah, sure, basically. Which I can see why people would find that attractive. I can see it. Because there was a time in my life where I would find that attractive. But now I think if I went to my partner or like any man and was like, I need you to fix me. And like, I need you, I'm broken. And I need you fuck me to death and love me until I love myself. Like, that's what I need you to do. But then, like, because there's some scenes where I'm like, damn, that's hot. Is because he's trying to fix her, which again, it's the way that they word it. If it would have been like which again, they realize that they love each other, but like, the way that they go about it is like a fixing aspect and not like a helping aspect. You know, it's very like, oh, I fixed you, now you can go over to this guy. Or like, she kind of thinks it like that, which I find very strange. But then again, this book was written in 2015, so there's a lot of things in there, like the term iMac, like the term iPod, like him being a One Direction hater. That honestly, that's my bigger issue than the whole fix me thing, is the fact that you're a One Direction hater, Garrett Graham. Fucking asshole. Like, I'm gonna need that to be canon in the show if we're gonna do this. Like, I mean, it's already not canon at all, but like, if we're gonna do it canonly a little bit, I'm gonna need him to be a One Direction hater, because that's funny. Because that's literally my partner. That's literally my fucking partner. And I love that, because that's honestly the best relationship, is the girl who's the fangirl about something, and the guy who is gonna be upfront and be like, oh, I hate that, and then secretly love it. You know? That's what my partner is. He's like, oh, I hate Harry Styles. And then he's like, DJs don't dance, no. Oh, like, it's like, girl, I know you like it. Come on, get in line, ho. It was made in 2015 by a white woman. I don't expect much. I don't understand why people like it so much though. Like I read it and I was like, yeah, that's a good romance book. Like it's a good romance book, but like it's not like I know he's like the blueprint for hockey romance. He's really not that good of a guy. I can see why people find him attractive, but like the locker room talk really threw me out of it. Like the locker room talk was so crazy, which again I get. They're hockey guys in college. Need I say more? But like, oh my god, I was reading it like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, it felt so visceral. I was like, I don't know, be reading this. Like, I don't know. But like, that's real, so I get it. But like, I still was not a fan of that. Anyway, I may read the other books. I currently cannot get a hold of any of them. Oh my god, pause. Can someone please help me? Are they not printing them anymore? Because none of my library, mind you, I have 3 library cards, not counting the library at school and not counting the fact that like each library has like 5 different branches. I have like a bajillion library cards. None of the libraries in like a 20-mile radius of me have any of the other books. I literally check all the time and none of them have them because I know people talk about, which was the one with that Dean guy, The Score. I know people talk about really liking that book. So like I want to read that, but like cannot get my hands on it anywhere. I cannot find any audiobooks, can't find any ebooks, and cannot find any. I don't have Kindle Unlimited, so it's on Kindle Unlimited, don't say anything. And I cannot find any books at my library, not even physical, or audio. So I don't know if they're not printing them anymore or like if they're like took the ugly ass old covers off the shelf to like do the TV covers. Maybe that's what it is, but like I cannot find this book anywhere. I've only have books that aren't that good, but are whatever. The third and final book is an audiobook that I listened to at the end of the month. Um, I was sewing and I was like, I need an audiobook. I didn't want to listen to music. I didn't want to watch YouTube. I cannot do anything in silence. So I was like, I need an audiobook. So I open Hoopla and the first audiobook that pops up is For the Fans by Nyla K. This is science fiction. This is the closest I'm going to get to reading a fantasy novel, the closest I'm going to get to reading a science fiction novel, just so everyone is aware that this is a book that I would never read in general, ever, unless I was sewing and that fucking bored. Like, I was really bored. I don't remember the fuck I was making, but I was so locked into sewing that I was like, I need something to listen to right now. This book is psychotic. It really is so bad. It's really bad. And I think I gave it 2 stars because again, it's so science fictiony that like I physically couldn't even read it without being like, this would never happen in real life. I mean, maybe it has happened, but like I would have to witness it to happen because like I wouldn't believe you if you told me this happened in real life. It's so Looney Tunes. It's so comedy. It's so this is an SNL sketch, is what it's giving. It's very Looney Tunes. Like I don't there's not another word to describe it. It's 2 characters, Kyron, which I'm pretty sure is that not the dog in the long game? Is that not Ilya's dog, Kyron? Or did I make that up? Kyron and Avi. This book is psychotic. They're stepbrothers. That's how I feel right now. And one of them is a artsy dude and one of them is a football player. And their parents go really broke for something that happened. And they're like, fuck, we have to pay for education now. And they hate each other, mind you. And so they start doing OnlyFans. And yeah, that's the only plot. And then they fall in love. Which I don't know which one's worse, them fucking or falling in love. It was a longer book. The audiobook was really long. Um, I will say that there is a part about Kyron that I really liked his character. Um, in terms of his relationship with his father, I thought that was really well done, the way they went about it. Because like the entire book, I was like, what happened? What happened? Like it was like teased the entire book, and it like I think that's a good representation of the way that like men kind of are like, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. No, you can't know. And it's like, girl, just tell me. Like I almost made a really bad joke there. Anyway, um, um, but like the rest of it, it's like the spiciest book I've ever read. Truly, it was so. I was walking around Goodwill. I was literally shopping at Goodwill, listening to this book, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, I felt like a prude. Like, Miss Sarah Tall. Um, so yeah, but again, the only science fiction book you'll ever see me reading, I gave it, I think, 2 stars, maybe 3 stars, because the subplots kind of made up for it. But the rest of it, I was like, oh, okay. It was like a constant up, down, up, down, up, down, which I didn't really enjoy. And it's a really long book, and it is 90% smut. Okay, I'll give it a 50-50 ratio. I'll do 75. We'll do 80-20. Okay, it's about 80-20 ratio when it comes to smut versus the actual plot. Um, so I just didn't really enjoy it. I don't know. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, and I get why the girls love it, but like, I can never picture myself sitting down and being like, let's crack open this book about stepbrothers fucking. I'm okay. I'm gonna set this one out. I'll just listen. I'll listen in when I do my Goodwill shopping, which arguably it's kind of worse. But I'll listen in, do my Goodwill shopping, and yeah. So, would I recommend? No. If you desperately need a free audiobook to listen to because you're psychotic and you have to listen to audiobooks while you sew or like craft or something, then sure, I'd recommend. But like, if you're gonna go out your way to read the book and like cuddle up in bed with a cup of tea, I would not recommend. All of my March reads. So yeah, I'm going to bed. I'm very tired right now. And yeah, good night. I'll see you guys next week.